If you're looking for all the answers, I'm sorry, I don't have them. But what I do have is a particular set of skills. Skills I've developed over a very long career. Skills that I believe will be beneficial to people like you. So if you hit the subscribe and like button, I will let it go. I will not pursue you. However, if you don't, again, like I said for the last 3 episodes, I got no juice. I'm just a retired DEA guy trying to give you guys some information. So, welcome to another exciting, fun-filled, information-laden episode of the Sports Card Investigator. So I wanted to come on and give a short episode today. I have notes. One thing that I will tell you guys is I will never come here and be unprepared. I'm not just going to shoot the crap with you and say, oh yeah, hey, welcome back. I opened up my PSA submission and here that is. Oh, this is a good one. Oh, I didn't even know I had this one. Oh, here's a good card. That's not me. I want to give you information because you know what? I believe your time is valuable, and if you're going to give me time to look at my videos, then the least I can do is make sure I make every effort to make sure I give you good information. So, with that said, talk about Mr. Cam Newton. Now, about a week ago, I guess, when you'll probably see this video, maybe a week or so prior, news broke that Cam Newton got signed by the New England Patriots. Woohoo! All right. So what I did was, because this kind of guy I am, I went over to eBay and I said, oh, I wonder what his rookie cards are going for. And surprise, surprise, either they were all non-available or they were just expensive as crap. And what I mean by that is, cards that were going for about $6 a couple weeks prior were now ranging up to $60 and higher. That is crazy, my friends. Insane. So, I started thinking about this. I'm trying to figure out, the information I'm going to give you guys. And there's 2 theories that I want to give you. And if you just keep these theories with you all the time, it's going to guide you in what you do in this industry. The first theory is, we'll call it the Sports Card Investigator's theory of proactivity. In order to be successful in this business that we're in, you got to be proactive. You got to always be looking, always be thinking, always anticipating that next move, right? And then our theory number 2 is the Sports Card Investigator's theory of reactivity. So we have to react to things that we see. Proactive, always learning, always looking, and reacting to certain things. So, being proactive and reactive in what we're doing is just critical to our success. It's critical. So let's just go back. If you're interested in picking up Mr. Cam Newton, and you could have done it a week or so prior to his signing, a month, 3 months, 4 months, it doesn't matter. He was available. Guarantee he was available. It wasn't $60. I know what you're saying. Okay, Andy, that's great, but we didn't know he was going to sign with the Patriots, and we didn't anticipate that his cards were going to shoot up if we did. Well, maybe not, but there were signs out there that if you were being proactive, you would have seen them, and you could have picked up some of his cards and reaped the benefits, okay? So let's go back in time for a second. On April 27th, a gentleman by the name of Darren Hartwell of Embassy Sports in Boston wrote that Cam was the betting favorite to land in New England. Betting favorite. Now, I think I mentioned this before in other videos, but bettors, no. Bookmakers, no. It's what they depend on. It's what their financial well-being depends on. So I always look at that. I always look at betting lines and what people that are actually investing their money in, how that would come to as far as predict what could happen. And then about a week ago, Michael DeVito, who writes for Fansided in Boston, wrote that the Cam Newton rumors just won't go away. So if we kept up with information, and he goes on to give his pros and cons on why he thinks that the rumors are persisting and what are the chances of Cam coming to New England. Okay, very, very good stuff. And these are verified sources of information. It's not, we talk about being subjective and objective. This information was there and it was solid. Okay, I'll include myself in it, we just failed, because you don't know, we just failed to see it, right? So, we all want answers to the test without putting the work in to get it. And I understand, look, very few people are telling you how to be proactive, how to prepare. Now, if you guys watched my last video, I kind of went through the process of preparing and preparation, of at least looking into a player. And that's the kind of thing we have to always be doing, being proactive in our approach to sports card investing. What edges are out there that we could look at? When I say investing, and I'm going to talk about this later, I don't really think it's investing, okay? It's just buying for a cheap price and flipping for a higher price. That's not investing. That's opportunity. And we'll talk more about that. I understand that doing your homework properly, it's time consuming, it's ponderous, it's tedious, and it's an absolutely necessity. And it's rewarding as hell when we get things right. So don't be afraid to put the work in, because in the long run, I guarantee it's going to be worth it. So, if you like Cam, you could have picked his rookie cards up for like under $10, and now, unfortunately, the ship has sailed. So, my question to you is, are you buying Mr. Newton today at $60? Well, it's funny because someone bought a Cam Newton PSA 10 rookie card on June 29th for $850. That same card on April 28th was $90. To me, that is mind-boggling. I cannot wrap my head around that. I'm just pissed that I didn't have a PSA 10 of Cam Newton that I could have got someone to buy for $850. It's crazy, right? So, with that said, let's take it a step further. So, with every action that takes place, there is a reaction. So a lot of people were asking, they're saying, okay, Cam's gone, what about Jarrett Stidham? And I had this conversation with, I have an inner circle of people that I talk to you about. I recommend them. They're guys that if I'm recommending to you to talk to or to look at their stuff, it's because I am. And in another episode, we're going to talk about actual people that I would refer you to. And I was talking to these guys, and we're just having a back and forth conversation about, Jarrett Stidham, is he worth it now? Is he a sell? Is he a buy? And it's always good to have that kind of interaction because it gives different perspectives. But I started looking at it, started doing some homework, real homework. What is that? Well, I started researching it. I went online. I started pulling up everything I possibly could find on Mr. Stidham. And I looked at the betting odds again. And it's interesting because the betting odds for Mr. Stidham starting above Mr. Cam Newton are not good. Not good at all. In fact, Newton comes in between 78 and 87% chance of starting week 1. Stidham's best odds I could find were about 25%. Not great. I mean, there's a 25% chance, but as opposed to Mr. Newton at 87% chance, not so great. So Newton's the overwhelming favorite, and it's not hard to understand why. Okay, and I got this information from reading and researching. All right. Newton guided this team to the playoffs 4 times. He made it to the Super Bowl once, and that same year he won the MVP. Stidham has gone into his second year. He appeared in a whopping 3 games last season. He threw 4 passes, completed 2 for 14 yards. In limited time, he did not throw a touchdown to a Patriot, but he did so to an opposing member of another team. From what little we've seen in the regular season, starting Stidham would appear to be a mistake, right? But his preseason is impressive, and his detractors would basically quick to point out that, hey, anyone can look good in preseason, and that's absolutely true. So who's going to start week 1 in New England? Well, I don't think it's that cut and dry. You know, Newton's had a lot of health issues complicated by the Liz Frank injury that ended his season last year, right? So, you know, I ran this scenario by Chris, who's Sports Card PT. You know, he's excellent when it comes to injuries. And I just said, what are you thinking? He said, look, Cam's injury takes anywhere between 7 and 12 months to fully recover, right? Averages about 10 months. And the surgery was in December. So quick math, he's not going to be ready by week 1. If there is, let's hope there is a week 1, right? That's a whole other story. So would Stidham's value go up if he's a first week starter, but maybe not a second or third week? I don't know. It's possible. And then we don't know if Cam Newton is going to end up like Chad Ochocinco or Randy Moss on the Patriots. And this was a great article that I'm referencing here. If you just reference, Cam Newton Patriots, everything will pop up, but you'd be surprised what you can find. And I thought that was a very interesting point. Who knows with Belichick, right? Belichick could have his mind right now that he's got Cam for insurance. Maybe he's not even going to start him. I don't know. Who could figure this guy out? I mean, he's a brilliant football mind, but I don't know. So it's interesting because the betting lines now are saying take Stidham to start week 1, and I think that's just based on injury and everything else that we just talked about. So I looked at Stidham's rookie cards. I tried to think of where they were trending. Now before the Cam was signed, he was trending up, and we could all expect that, right? Now he's kind of flat, and you could pick up a Prism rookie card for about $22-23. You can make a deal on eBay. They'll probably be about 30 best offer. You could probably snag them for $23-24 if you think that's the wise move. You guys decide. I'm not going to tell you what to buy, but I'm going to tell you, here's the information, use it, and make your own decision, right? Let's look at one more example. This one really stood out to me. J.R. Smith recently signed by the Lakers, right? His 2004-2005 Topps Chrome rookie card, if you were going to grab it last month, you could have picked it up for the incredibly high price of $1. They range from $1 to $4. Now, as of this taping, $25. $25. And one just sold a couple days ago, right after the signing, for $29. J.R. Smith, are you kidding me? I cannot understand that. And as you guys know, the industry has exploded with new investors, and there's a lot of new money out there. It almost it's like I love to play poker, right? And sometimes the guys would get together, we play poker, and they invite a new guy over. I'd size them up right away. Look, it's what I used to do for a living, okay? And my eyes would light up, not visually because you don't want to give a tell, but all this new money coming into the table, right? It's something to really think about. There's a lot of new money, and with that new money comes targets of opportunity. And those targets of opportunities are fresh meat for skilled sellers in this industry. It just is. It just is. And if you're wondering who are the targets of opportunity and you're not sure, it's probably you. So keep that in mind. For the seasoned investor, the seasoned seller, what I'm telling you isn't any secrets, right? But if you're new to the industry, be cautious. Just be cautious. This is what the industry has become, okay? Sports card sellers are literally banking on people to be reactionary even if it doesn't make any sense at all. And some of the things I just talked about, to me, doesn't make any sense at all. And I cannot blame people who are sitting on a bunch of dirt cheap J.R. Smith cards who go all mercenary and dump them for 25 or 30 times profit. Just like I can't blame the guys that were sitting on Cam Newton and selling them for 5 and 6 times or more. Look, We are in the wild, wild west. This is a modern day gold rush. I don't care what anyone tells you, it's a fact. This is uncharted territory. This is an unregulated industry where there are no rules, no checks or balances. My friends, I have been in the jungles of Colombia and on the mean streets of Detroit, and navigating this navigating this industry can be just as challenging as that, and sometimes even more dangerous, because there's real money at stake. So that's why you have to be cautious every step of the way. Always be proactive in your thinking and careful in your reactions. Just think about that. Proactive in your thinking and cautious and careful in your reactions. All right, look, quick episode. I'll get off my soapbox. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff in the future that I think is important to this industry. It's important that you know, especially if you're new to the industry. I am not going to be that guy to tell you to do anything, as we talked about before. It's just me trying to give you information that will help you navigate yourself along the way. All right, so 2 quick housekeeping things before we end this. Very important stuff. Check out Jordan at sportscard_analytics. He is part of what I deem my inner circle. He is a super analytical mind. When I have questions about card variations, anomalies, he's the one I go to. Chris at Sports Card PT, knowledgeable young man, credible writer, talk about injuries all day. He will give you information that you have never thought of and stuff that you gotta think of, okay, to make those right decisions. And Brett at Stacking Slabs, he's on every platform. He's going to be, he's on Instagram. He does great podcasts. In fact, I think I might be on his podcast coming up. I look forward to that. Gives great information. He's not a guy that just says buy this, buy that. He gives you information and tells you why you should do it or why you should look into it, and actually backs it up with real information that you could sink your teeth into. All great sources of information. And if I messed up any of those plugs, as I spoke, they should be scrolling at the bottom of my screen. My crack, excellent director, producer at Ty Eisman takes care of me. And so before I go, I want to make a special announcement, okay? On the next episode, I am going to be revealing to all of you my system in sports card investing that I guarantee will make you a profit. Before you ask, nope, not charging anything. This is free to you. It's not even dirt cheap. It's absolutely free. It's something that has taken me a long time to perfect. It's my gift to you. The guys have been with me from the beginning. I want to share it with you all. So, with that said, smash the subscribe button, ring the bell, hit the thumbs up thing, run around the room, party like it's 1999 with social distancing, of course. Enjoy the rest of your day, weekend, whenever you're watching this, and I'll talk to you guys real soon. Thanks for watching.